Hi, I'm here with a game review of sorts. I in one of my previous videos, one of my recent previous videos, I said that it was like midnight. I was watching The Weird Place, a YouTube channel, uh, and I just kind of heard about a game that they had designed called Fluff and Furry, a cyber bear punk TTRPG. Um, Gabriel and Lee were um, playing Mork Borg, kind of solo, but with Gabriel as a GM and Lee creating the characters, and so I saw that they had this game, and it's not my style, or it may not have been my style at the time, but I'm really convinced that this is going to be awesome, and it's going under the radar, and I really want to promote it. And I ask you to share, not for me, but for them, because I think that if you take a look at the PDF, you're going to see that this is just, it's cute, thoughtful, violent, and awesome. And it does put a different spin. So yes, it's built in the Morkborgy type of OSR system, and it's designed that way. But it also has a lot of really cool, innovative terms, and uh, I guess it's a great way for adults to just screw around and have fun with this notion of stuffed animals who are kind of cyborgs underneath, and are in a pretty violent situation. And so it's again, it's not something that I would have typically turned to, but it actually has a really nice conceit to it. So let's start. So I ordered it, and when I received it, when I opened the package, so I supported them because they're Montrealers, or at least they live in Montreal. And as a Canadian, I'm very proud to support anything that comes out of Canada, and so especially Quebec, because I'm also a Quebecois. So I'm an Anglo-Quebecois, and very proud of it, even though I'm in exile or an expat. Anyway, so I got this package, and the first thing I saw was, Douglas, thank you for supporting Fluff and Furry. We couldn't have made this game without you, Lee and Gabriel, Weird Place. It's simple touches like this that will make me support them again. And I know that if you've got 2,000 or 10,000 people buying your game, that doing something like this, handwritten, and obviously it's ink, that it wouldn't, it's kind of inconceivable to think about that, but this nice little touch makes a difference. And so, first of all, Lee and Gabriel, thank you so much for this thoughtful kindness. It was appreciated. So let's get to the game. I'm still sticking to my little notey notes, because having a pad on top of everything else is kind of weird with this seating situation. So I want to stay kind of as focused as an ADHD like me can. So let's get to the game itself. So this is Fluff and Furry. The back of it, which usually is kind of the draw, says, they burned the future for profit. They put our souls in teddy bears. They made us fight for credits. They thought we'd be cute. They were wrong. Resistance is a feature, not a bug. And that goes on to say that it's a 6-sided dice pool. It's a gigs system, 2 to 4 hours. Now, this notion of a gig is, I think, brilliant. I love the term gig. Instead of being a scenario, an adventure, a campaign, some term that we're used to, I love this term, you have a gig to do. It just seems to fit the environment, fit the thing. So this is fantastic. I guess the closest thing that I can think of is Electric State, in some ways, in terms of having a mind inside, or if we think about the TV show Alien, Alien Earth. But this is, I really like this idea. So it says it's GM-led, 2 to 5 players, roll with your crew, take down the system, look cute doing it. It's created by Gabriel Guerrios and Gabriel Guios. And so they are awesome. I really appreciate the work that they've done and how they've presented it. So it's, to my count, about 92 pages. The inside cover is kind of skill checks, resistance, NPC reactions, ranges, armor. It kind of gives you a quick look at what the GM needs for kind of just a quick guide. The back is a gig generator. So if you are just looking for something, it's, you've got D6s, you've got a D66 table, you've got a D66 table. So you can use D6s, you're super good. So that's the first part. Now, when I look inside, I'm going to start with the criticism and then talk about, so in the PDF, perfect. The PDF is absolutely fantastic. They had this printed, the cover is a beautiful kind of, that soft kind of papery feel. It kind of has a little bit of resistance, but it also has not glossy, but just a smooth cover. It's got some, it's got some reflectiveness on the fluff and the fluff and the Rulebook Edition 1.0. Also, some of the mechs and the teddy bears have some kind of fluorescent green going on, and I really like that. So they put a lot of careful thought into the design of the cover. Now, when they got it published inside in matte. Now, it's neon green, and it works in the same way that you would read Borg. So Borg is definitely something that is, I would say, it's an acquired taste in terms of its format. I think that at the time it was very innovative, but people did find it hard to read. And I have mentioned in the past with other Borg type games that they can be a difficult read for somebody who has either vision issues or people who are, I don't know, kind of find reading a bit hard anyway, which is my case. So it's relatively small font. I would say that it's probably about 8, maybe 9, 8 or 9 in terms of its pixels. So I'm not going to say where it was printed, but there were only 500 units printed. So it wasn't this massive kind of production line. And I want to say that because it was matte, even though on the PDF it's absolutely perfect, there are 2 pages that are almost unreadable. And it's a shame. Page 5. So page 5 is a pink and green on a black background. And because it's printed in matte, it is very difficult to read. And that's a shame because this is really the introduction. All right, you're up. Great. Welcome back, buddy. Listen up. You're gonna need the basics if you want to survive out here. Sorry to make you like this. Sorry to wake you like this, but you need some help. The year is 2198, and yeah, the world's fucked. But there's a couple of asterisks. I'm not monetized, so I don't care. Heat waves, acid rain, poison clouds, radiation. You got the gist. Okay. Thanks to Teddy Models Industry and Sin Labs, great humanity gave humanity another shot. Second, third, hell, maybe fourth. Who'd even be counting anymore? But before you get too excited, let me tell you about the Cybears. So, and then it talks about the collapse and how we ended up with these cybergs with personalities. Great story, captures you right away. As you see, I was able to read it from the book without any issues, but when you turn the page, your gut reaction will be, this is unreadable. Because it's an intro page, I think that it's not critical. So definitely, I would say, definitely buy the book if there are some available. I'm sure that in the second printing, they realize that there's something else that can be done to work on this. But the story itself is absolutely great. I won't spoil it for you because I want you to get the PDF. All right, so before I go there, I'll tell you about page 38, because page 38 is another one that is, in my mind, illegible. So the red and black work a bit. Well, that screws me over. All right, so the red and black work, but there is a section on the side, a sidebar right here. And I'm going to try to read it. Now, first of all, the font is probably 5, maybe 6. It's tiny, and it's red on black, but because of the size of the... So on the PDF, it shows up fine. In this, and this is the page called Destroyed. So when a cyber reaches 0 hit points, the current body is considered destroyed and cannot take further actions. If the neurocore, TM, remains intact, the body hasn't been obliterated, there still may be hope. And so characters don't die if you have a buddy who is able to kind of bring you back. You can have your personality put into a new body. So that's a great way of kind of ensuring that if you're playing with, say, teens, that they don't get all bummed out about dying or losing their characters. They just end up reskinning, but keep a fair bit. I like that. But so this is the part that I'm going to try to read. We'll see how successful I am. And I must say that I have problems. I've got progressives. So let's see. Error. Body status terminal. Cyber body integrity. System alert. Reboot attempt failed. Full rebuild required. Estimated time 1 week. Tools required. Mechanic. Skilled replace. Bay patience. So it does take a lot to read. Now I'm reading it in my chair. I don't have a bright light on top. That may make a difference, but it's just, I wouldn't say that this is fluff text, but it's significant enough that you'd want to read it. So it's just a little bother. But then the red text, like as I read before, the error code, it's fine to read. So other than those 2 pages, everything else is exceedingly clear, no problems, and this is where it really kind of flies. So let's go to character creation. I'm not going to bother putting it up on the screen or anything like that. I'll just show you the pages so that you can see. So here's here's your page on the brand new Cyber. So choose a name for your Cyber. It's 2198, most preferred nostalgic charm of old world names. So the most popular names last year were Alta Vista, Compact, Fargo, Hitachi, JVC, Matrix, Minolta, Nokia, Total Recall, and Yutani. Not to be mistaken for any other Yutani. Underground names like Dead Meat, Rancid Breath, and Scrapes are more common. So there's great humor that's added into this. So you have a cute type, and your cute type is the model your Cyber inhabits. You have a class, you choose one of the 6 classes. So you have a mechanic, you have a tank, you have a hacker, you have a face, you have the pyro, and you have the phantom. Those are your classes. Your background, roll on your background tables to shape your character story. So it's very typical of most games. As you can see, it's a D6 system, so it's kind of a combination of Borg and kind of Year Zero-esque. Special moves are limited actions that players can use during their turn. So special moves, talents, you know. Pronouns and genders use gender neutral. Most Cybers use gender neutral pronouns such as they, them. And so it's also sensitive to today's society, but it's not forcing you. And it's a teddy bear, so teddy bears generally don't have sex organs. Just saying. So, then you got your skills. You have a base skill. So, so here's the mechanic. Base skill. Assign 4, 3, 2, 2 to the 4 base skills. Force, kinetics, neural, and influence. So once again, Year Zero Engine-esque, but with a Borg attitude. Expertise, skill dice. Each expertise point adds +1 dice to that skill pool. You have a class package, and it predefines the expertise allocation granted by the chosen class, and free allocation. Distribute 15 expertise points, so the expertise point skill, freely across any skills. Items, you can carry up to 6 items at a time. You start with 1d6, 100 credits, and a month's rent for a charging closet is 3,000 credits. So you get a charging closet. I love it. The cuties, and I love that they've done a Mattel-esque type of symbol on the side. That's very nice. And so here's the page of your characters that you can choose. You've got a Cyber, the original. You have a Cyber Cousin Edition that looks like a frog. You have the Safari Edition that is a lion. You have, so it's a Cyber as a trademark or registered trademark, and then you have these wonderful kind of almost like Cabbage Patch Kids, but one level higher, or oh, I forget the name of those stupid things that I used to buy for the kids. I think they were Thai bears or something like that. Anyway, that's probably where they got this from. But anyway, Ocean Pals, the Next Generation, which looks like a duck, and Collector's Edition. So you can have a bat, gorilla, capybara, unicorn, dinosaur, dragon. With the Ocean Pals, you can have a fish, seal, dolphin, orca, octopus, shark. For the typical original bear, you get a bear, dog, cat, rabbit, pig, bird. So you can roll a d6, or you can choose from any of these these options. I think must be 36 options or something like that. I forget what the number is. 6 times 6, 36. Yeah, so the 36 options. So you have a lot of leeway in character race, bear, stuffy options. The mechanic is pretty simple. Hit points. The mechanic starts at 6 plus 2d6 hit points. Your skill expertise, repair is 4, tinkering 3, heavy machinery 3, salvaging 3, haggling 2. You also have model functions because you can have mech pals. And a mech pal is kind of like having a pet, which I just think is awesome. So you've got a skitter, multi-leg scout mobility assist, and it comes with bonus dice, so plus street smarts. In this case, it's 1 hit point, so you can just, that will be blown out very quickly. But you also have a clank, which is a heavy lifting and cargo transport. Hit points 4 plus 1 raw power, a gimbal, a spark, a bite, and a torque. So those are kind of your options. They have level up a module. It looks like generally 1d6 divided by 2. You have repair units and stuff like that. So pretty simple. I'll try to choose the most evocative picture. I think I'll choose these two. So the tank, which is here. The tank has bodyguard. So they're bodyguards, guerrilla units, frontliners, anti-riot frames. Built to endure the worst conflicts, the tank frame was once exclusive to military forces. When governments collapsed and corporations took over, it seems to be a common theme that corporations will take over in our future in real life. Anyway, they become a commodity. Crime surges, demand skyrocket. Now tank bodies are everywhere, working as bouncers, bodyguards, or frontline units for factions like the Red Paws Revolutionaries or the Tri-Sharp Army, designed to take hits and hit back harder. So you roll on a 1d6 and you get special moves, you get certain hit points, you get skill expertise of raw power 4, brawling 3, willpower 3, demolish 2, terrorizing 1, piloting 1, sabotage 1. Your hit points are 12 plus 2d6 in this case. And then you have kind of street fire, which looks as if you can level up from Fists of Fury to level 2. Your brawling is affected by that. Reinforced 2, ultimate combat unit. And then there's a top secret area. So development is really good. They also have pyro. I'm not going to show you the others because I want you to get the PDF. And if you can, get the book and support it. I love that there are ever so slightly different changes in the fonts as you go along here in these special areas. Ties in with the Borg themes. It's just really, really cool. You got weapon expertise. They've gone for black and white, which I think is nice to kind of change it up. You have a rifle. Roll 8d6. After rolling, you may adjust dice up and down to maximize hit. Each time a die is lowered, raise another by the same amount. No dice can be reduced below 1 or over 6. Best suited for players who value precision over randomness. This is the sniper rifle. It costs 7,000 credits to give you an idea of the money use. So you roll 8d6. Only one target in its long range. So an example roll would be 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. And that can adjust. You can adjust the 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. So lower 2 to 1, raise 5 to 6, and then you can adjust 2, 3, 4, lower 2 to 1, raise 4 to 5. So your final result, so you roll 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. The final result after adjustments are 1, 1, 1, 2, 6, 6, 6, 6 for a total of 4 damage. So you're doing some mitigation with the rolls with the math of the dice, and you're kind of turning them up and down. So that is a very unique mechanic, and I think it's a very clever mechanic. It ensures higher damage. It's also something that I haven't seen. Now, it may be out there, but I think that that's a wonderful mechanic for shooting. And then who you are. You've got various tables, D66 tables. You've got how to play. So a success is if a 6 is rolled in the dice pool, the action is successful. So vary your 0 engine. If no 6s were rolled, the action was unsuccessful. And the GM will narrate the consequences. Failure doesn't mean the end. It means the situation changes, often for the worse. Expect complications, new obstacles, tough choices. Very typical in the genre. So you have advantage dice, A dice, and then you have F dice. At any moment, the GM can add F dice, F star dice, to any roll, including skill rolls and weapon rolls. These dice are a different color from regular dice or must be rolled separately. Any ones rolled cancel out 6s. F dice, I wonder what the F stands for, fire truck, represent how difficult the task attempt is. There is no limit to how many can be added, and rolling a 6 on an F dice is not a success. So depending on the difficulty, you have stuff, and it's just, again, I leave it to you to kind of look up. Skill expertise is force, brawling, demolition, raw power, heavy machinery, terrorizing, and salvaging. Kinetics is stealth, lockpicking, theft, piloting, tinkering, maneuvering. Neural are repair, hacking, investigation, knowledge, sabotage, and street smarts. And influence is cute, deception, haggling, psychology, propaganda, and willpower. So 6 for each of the 4. So it's a 4x6 system. It talks about combat, which I'm not going to get into. You've got ulterior motives. And then in the middle of the book, you have something, again, little bit hard to read. It's very colorful on the PDF. This is a great page, and I believe that this page is a reflection of Patch City. So Patch City is kind of your main hub, and that's just, you know, you've got a Patch City guide, so I was correct. And then you've got a ton of NPCs. And this is, I love this. It's got an image, it's hand-drawn, and you have, so it makes clear in the very beginning it's human-made. And I prefer that as opposed to no AI was used or something along those lines. I like human-made. I think that that's quite good. So let's just choose one. You've got Duck Nukem. Cybear Duck from the Bare Bones Pits, always fighting to fund new mods, often interferes with others' jobs to earn his keep. And now I will try to get this as close as possible. So right there. I'm not sure. I love the gangs and the little symbols down here. They're kind of product logos. You've got a Psy Mob. You have Satan's Pugs, Bare Bones, Oneers, Red Paws. You have Sin Labs. You have TMI. You have Vigil and Clean Core. You have PNet. You have My Dog Barking. You have Trisharp, So it's just excellent. So I spoke about the gigs. I spoke about how wonderful the gigs are. My dog is just going to keep on barking. Sorry about that. So there are some cool little bits and bobs that come through. So I think what I'll do is I'll start with this, which is the player's reference. So the player's reference, I've marked down that on the cyberware, it has a ranking, like a grade, and instead of grading it on like a scale of 1 to 100 or 1 to 6 or something like that, they give letters. So there's a C minus, C plus, B, A minus, A plus, and then S, which is, of course, S rank is now so visible in many different kind of ways with with tier lists. So I think that was just very cool. Again, you have a number of things to roll on. This is a clearer version of the Patch City, and this is in the player's reference book. So the player's reference book is black and white for the most part. Well, no, it's got a lot of colors, but it's colored images, but black and white in terms of where you are. It also has a larger kind of Patch City map so that you can see exactly where things are. This is just great. I love and you can download a free character sheet, of course, from www. Do we still say that? Weirdplace.net. So weirdplace.net, please go there. It's a quick start guide for your next corps d'etat. Corps d'etat works in tandem with the Fluff and Furry official Cole rules. Great. I said about bits and bobs. So you have a little card called Glitch Oil, and every can of Glitch Oil drank gives you 1 A dice for your next roll. Drink with moderation. After the 6th Glitch Oil, gain 1 glitch. So as you drink your Glitch Oil, if you get too much, you have a consequence. So love that. That's really cool. These are just kind of regular color paper, and it you know, kind of got their label, just a photocopy, but just a little, it's just a little nice touch. Again, regular paper, nothing super fancy, something that they've probably brought over to a photocopier and or a laser printer. Very, very nice. It's just the little details. Synths suck. Humanoids are done. Be a teddy. Billionaires shouldn't exist. It's just, it's not expensive for them. It's not something that we're going to be constantly referring to, but it's nice to put out at a table. It's just a nice little perk. And frankly, I'm really happy with a small publisher taking the effort to do something that is very, what I would say, regular and human. It's just photocopy. It's not color, it's just color paper. They've obviously stuffed it themselves. They've received it. They're shipping it out of their home. And it's just, again, it's like that, thank you, Douglas, for. It's a nice touch. It's the little things that I think matter for the Weird Place. So they're not just a they're not just a YouTube channel. This production is very, very good. So they have 2 gigs. So the first one is black and white, and it's letter size, so kind of like an A4 if you're watching from Europe. And you've got the mutant village, the market, you've got Tag Central, you've got sewers. You've got, whose side are you on? The mutants, the humans, Synlabs? You've got a whole bunch of things. And it explains that the sewers of Patch City are legendary. They were the first refuge when living on the surface became impossible. They are divided between the pristine Synlab bunkers, the deep underground where humans scrape by, and the open channels where mutants make their home. A constant battle rages between those who refuse to let their minds become neurocores beneath the city. Now, a weapon from the Sin Lads has gone missing. It could tip the scales. Which side are you on? So it's a gig. It's very simple, easy to run, and you can start bang right off the bat, and you've got everything you need right here. That's thoughtful. The next one, and the last one that I received in my little bundle, was B1, Find One's Purpose. It's very zen, very mellow. It's got a nice little lotus flower on the front. Who am I? Where did I come from? Where am I going? Why the pain? Answers to this and other questions in this fluff and furry gig, written by Gabriel Guerreros and illustrated by Gabriel Goes. And so here is, and as you can see, it kind of doubles up as you go on with the color scheme. Now this is great because it's a 17 by 11. I think it's 17 by 11. Yeah, it's 17 by 11. It's cardboard stock. It's good cardboard stock. It's folded into 8, so you get 16 pages. And I'll read you the intro, which is in the, I think it's in the middle. Hold on. That's the, okay, so that's room 1, is it on top here? No, that's the final room. Okay, so here's the beginning kind of intro. Once connected to the seed web, players appear in a vast chamber lined with dozens of doors, all marked new recruits, that leads to the first floor. Oneers gather here, praying and chatting. So you have the first floor of illumination, and then you kind of go through this, kind of middle heaven, floor of illumination. You are going through kind of a temple-esque type of situation. Okay, so here's the gig. Okay, so the crew is approached by an elderly Cyber. They broke their own rule about they, them. But anyway, she begs them to save her granddaughter, Lima, from the clutches of the Oneers, offering 5,000 credits each. Lima is trapped in their innermost online sanctum, a place where a place they call Pollen. She only wants her to come home. Before the crew departs, the lady tells them about the Guardians of the Trials. The crew must disguise themselves as disciples seeking to become Oneers. If they pass the trials, they will ascend to be able to enter the Pollen Chamber. So, again, everything is here. Just fantastic. This was designed in 2025. But released, and I received it in January of 2026. So that's the game. Again, I think you should consider it. If you're somebody who's really into OSR, this isn't OSR. If you're really into Borg, it has the aesthetics, it has the feel. It's more akin to Year Zero Engine, but the flavoring is definitely coming out. There's just a lot of good stuff in here that, as I've explained, just should be considered. So this is my review-ish type of video for this game, and I hope you appreciate it. I hope you get it. And again, share their channel, like and subscribe to their channel, because I'm all about telling you about the things that I'm excited about. Thanks a lot. See you later.